There's a lot of things that have been grinding the gears.
Well, this didn't grind my gears. It was a classic case of when people get in trouble for, not following the rules and they're desperate to try to, flow. It's basically a university professor that got fired for mixing up the two black kids' names. And it's so funny because this guy is like a totally I definitely play by the rules type of guy, right? Like he's sort of, his thing is, no, I do all of the things. Like I've been saying my pronouns. I posted the things,
Of course, he's like, why I play exactly. He's like, I'm impervious to this.
He's trying.
And
to
again, he's also just getting got for like a just minor error.
Oh right.
You know, like if this was any race of anybody else, you go, yeah, you keep calling, it's like I'm Danny and there's another guy whose name's Jeff and you keep calling me Jeff and Danny. There'd be like no grounds where we're getting this guy fired. You'd be like, yeah, fucking Mr. Whatever. He's a real fucking goof. He's like always mixing up my name, but whatever. Like I have this class and then it's,
is it possible?
I move on with my life.
It was on purpose where he goes, my name's, no, this is Tyrone. I'm Jordan. And he goes, hi,
it was
Jordan.
chicks, by the way.
Oh, really?
It was two black girls.
Okay.
Which is even more.
Wow, you can't tell girls apart.
No, it's that chick.
I've never even looked at girls' faces. You go, I'm the one with you go, not ringing a bell. You go, I'm the one with the bigger jugs. I go, oh. But
no, it's because they're fucking like first year college students who are really feeling their bullshit. And they go, yeah, you mixed up our names, huh? How about we end your life?
How about we mix up your career?
Yeah, how about we fucking put you in early retirement, pal?
Well, the thing is, I've been a proponent of this forever. This is one of my main theories, that everyone looks the same. Dude, you're a name guy. And partially it's that I'm very loopy. I don't remember names. I don't remember faces. Bearded. I
remember faces. Names I'm not good at.
Bearded white guys. That's why people always go, I'm sort of more of a name guy. And someone goes, I'm a face guy. And I go, yeah, I can't remember names and faces. Well, because, dude, like a guy like you, I probably had to meet you 3 times before I go, huh? And they go, the guy that cries a lot.
Yeah. You know how many fucking people again, it happens to me and they'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, yeah, there's tons of people who look like me.
Tons.
But again, I'm not offended. I go, excuse,
I can't post a video online without a bunch of people telling me all the different people I look like.
Of course.
So for me, I go, if you go, especially if you're a different race, you say white people, there's 3 looks. White people maybe have more looks, but of those looks, you know what I mean? That's the looks.
Yeah.
Black guys have the short black guy, the tall black guy, the wearing a suit black guy, and then fancy clothes black guy.
White guy, you don't think
white guy have fat beard?
There's no fat black guys?
What? Fat guys are in the tall guy black guy category.
Oh, I've seen some
white guys.
I've seen some short and stout.
No, you have fat beard, bald fat beard.
What's the fucking
guy that looks sort of like me?
Who's the dude who sings "Fuck you"? What's that dude?
And then Italian-y guy. Those are your 4 types of white guy. Well, yeah, they're okay. There's some. Okay, there's 4 or 5 types of black guys. Then there's 5 types of white guys. Asians probably have.
I'm literally breaking down the fucking barriers right now for the different types of black guys in your mind.
Yeah,
black guys were like, well, "There's no room for us in Ryan's mind." I go, "There is now."
And you're right. With girls, there's less types. Like if you think of Indian chicks, there's less types of those. Mm-hmm. There's fat, skinny. Those are your 2 types.
They're all the same height.
And then the odd one that's into punk kind of thing. You have more with tattoo sort of
the wacky
Indian chick.
Yeah.
So I've always said I can't tell the difference between anyone ever. However, they said, so the termination of the university professor reportedly stemmed from his repeated confusion of the names of the students. And they allegedly said that he felt like he was mixing the names up because they were black. They said he was doing it on purpose. But
what a weird passive aggressive thing. Because it's
especially because he's a woke guy, right?
And their names were pretty normal. They weren't he just goes, oh, Kimberly, and she goes, oh, I'm Rachel, and he goes, and then he goes,
yeah, he's getting it off.
Hey,
oh,
hey, Kimberly. She goes, I said my name's Rachel, and he goes, oh, my mistake.
Oh,
he goes, and then she puts her hand up. He goes, Kimberly. She goes, come on.
Well, I did it 4 times, so I will say, if the 3rd time they go, hey, you keep mixing up our names, you just go, I don't think I'm going to pick her this time.
Of course.
You stop saying the names.
But the problem
or you go, we're a name tag class now. That's
name
the
tag
situation.
class, for sure.
Name tag university lecture.
It's like a mingler thing. But also, his problem is he probably picked them more because he's so obsessed with the diversity stuff.
Very obsessed with the race.
He keeps going to the well, being like, no, we got to get more fucking minorities in these discussions, but he's bad with names. So he's like, you, and why not just you and appointing?
Dude, this is, you know what the worst one is? This is what Lev did. The guy thing, as a man, you never, when anyone shows up with a chick, the least bro thing you could ever do is go, yeah, we already met. Oh. You know what I mean? So people do that. They go, no, we met. And you just go, no. And it's never say that.
Never.
Because you never know the situation, right?
Of course.
But Lev did that.
Also, sometimes you're wrong.
Well, yeah, duh. So Lev did that to me. And he goes, no, I met you before.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
So we're at Lev is a comedian. Lev Fur is a comedian in New York, right? We're at a party at his house, just sort of wrapping up. He comes out, he goes, oh, no, I met you before. And she goes, no, I don't think you did. And she goes, yeah, I did. I go, no, it wasn't. I don't think. And he goes, no. You were at the bar. Remember you had the sticker on your laptop? And he goes, no, I wasn't at a bar with a sticker on my laptop. He goes, no, it was. I go, even she was kind of like, hey, dude, what are you doing right now?
Shut up.
Everyone was like, okay, we're going to leave. He goes, not before we get to the bottom.
Now we forget to who I met that day.
Yeah. He's one step away from, well, if not you, then who?
And you're just like...
No. It was so crazy.
So
I had to be like, Lev, shut the fuck up. You idiot. Publicly.
I remember that. That was funny as shit.
The actual is at least for the bros move I've ever seen.
I mean, to not take one of the 40 hints you gave him, too.
Especially when they stopped being hints and they started being everyone being like, oh, everyone there being like, Lev, this has to stop. And then. So they reported that. The teacher, Trogan, is his last name.
Joe
Trogan
Trogan?
Horse. Joe Trogan? Reportedly dictated several emails to students after he received the complaints about repeated mix-up. Among those correspondences was an email sent to over his 80 students, which included a 9-page letter explaining his experience throughout the termination process. And his students, so basically another one of Trogan's emails to students following the incident, attempted to reassure his class that he was devoted to issues of justice, equality, inclusion. So he basically sent this email to 80 students begging, just being like, you don't understand. And what's all of the things?
He goes, I'm not racist.
I'm not sexist. I've dedicated my life. I'm one of the good guys.
He goes, if there's one thing that,
Please don't
if
send me the
anything, I'm
gulags.
just bad at names. And they go, that's a fireable offense, man.
Yeah, and so basically, he showed up at the people's houses, sort of kissing their feet, doing the whole thing. And if the students were smart, you know what I mean? They'd kind of go, we could solve this very easily. I mean, midterms are coming up.
Of course. He goes,
if the students were smart.
You scratch my back. And...
That's the thing. In the old days.
No, they want the power.
In the old days.
Yeah.
Not the old days even, but like chicks that are smart know that they use these infractions to get things.
Of course.
And chicks that are dumb use it to like get the person in trouble, but they don't really benefit.
Oh, because you're a fucking, you're just like, people, probably all the teachers go, watch out for these two. They're troublemakers. Like,
But exactly. But if they were smart, they would go to the teacher and be like, listen, you said the name wrong 4 times. You sent this big thing. We got a pretty strong case for you. I'd like to see a 92 minimum.
what would you do if you found out you saw a picture of both of them and they were both dressed as Where's Waldo? Like just head to toe exactly Where's Waldo.
Winning.
Yeah, just like, and he goes, I'm telling you, it's not me.
It can't possibly be my fault. You guys are
They're just like dressed identical.
big sunglasses, fake lips. They got the whole debacle on.
Or both in burqas. He goes, I'm telling you, it's hard to see past these things.
Burkas is tough.
You think somewhere in Saudi Arabia there's a teacher having this exact problem where students are like, excuse me, my name's and he goes, yeah, that's 12 lashes. Let's see, anybody else have a problem with me forgetting your names?
Yeah. That'd be a tough sell. And then he saw, so he basically sent the whole thing and then tell me, well, you give me your prediction if you think this worked or didn't work. What are you thinking?
Not work.
You think it didn't work? Okay, we'll see. We'll read on and see if you're right or wrong. One of the students involved in the name mix-up. This is news.
The name mix-up. Like they honestly talk about it like it was like a property crime or like an assault.
The
great name mix-up scandal.
Yeah. The 2021 great name mix-up scandal. So they had the great name mix-up scandal, and we'll see what happened at the end of the story. One of the students involved in the great name mix-up said that Trogan's email gave her the impression that he was portraying a white savior complex, according to the Observer and all the other students.
That agreed. I love too much. He goes, yeah, you know what? The name was. They actually said too. It's like the name stuff was bad, but then it was him apologizing.
He can't catch a break. This guy.
He's like, we was like, what do you want me to do? And then he apologized. So, and it's crazy too because they like put a restraining order against him, or not a restraining order, trespass.
Oh, that I saw that.
That's like really like the dude went from mixing up his students' names,
getting escorted off the premises,
to getting escorted off the campus, and he literally has a fucking like a trespass notice where he'd be charged with trespassing if he comes back.
Trespassing notice is fucking incredible.
Incredible, like for the most, like dude, 10 years ago you could like physically assault a kid.
Oh, you can beat him with a ruler, that's for sure.
And it was, exactly. You used to be able to hit kids. Now you're like you mix up their names. And
you can beat him with a 12-inch ruler or your dick 4 times.
Legally banned.
Legally.
So
yeah, he was served with a trespassing order by the university's public safety office. Public safety office is very concerned about this name situation. we got a fucking real public safety issue. What happened when names are getting mixed up?
I think this guy's in New York. We should call him up.
We should imagine this guy. No, he would never.
Think he'd become as a guest on the pod?
Only to apologize, probably. He would, unless he's sitting at home stewing right now and he wants to go full Brett Weinstein.
I wonder to the degree.
Professors have 2 paths. You either apologize for the rest of your life or you go full fucking.
The problem is he didn't do.
You go anti-vaccine
but
fucking professor on the university.
He didn't do something cool. Like it's not like he made some sick stance. He's just like, dude, it's a literal trope, the fucking aloof professor.
That is
He
funny.
probably has like the fucking Back to the Future hair and he's all like, because you walk into his desk.
Got James Altucher hair.
Yeah, you walk into his office, it's just like a mess.
Star Wars stuff everywhere.
Yeah, you got like little Bob fucking and Funko Pops and it's just like papers everywhere. He's like, he's like a caricature of a fucking professor.
Probably.
He's got the elbow patches and all that shit. And
that is funny, the idea that like, Jordan Peterson's doing his like pronoun tour.
Yeah.
And then like Brett Weinstein's doing his like, vaccine stuff. And then this guy's like the third speaker. And he goes, first, you can't mix up names. He has to do his dissertation on the name. Fucking great
what
name
is a name anyways? No, he probably goes to the
You're right. He doesn't have as cool of a grievance.
Yeah, you're like, what's your grievance? You just kept, and then you doubled down on all the like.
We should be able to mix
you
up
can't
names.
fire me. I'm an ally.
Yeah. That's he sort of has doubled down on his 80-page. That is, I'll tell you what, your wacky university professor theory does sort of combine pretty well with the 80-page dissertation.
Yeah, of course. He's just
like he was up all night on the computer.
And it's like an English class or something. Like it was in English. It was like not even like a useful thing. And
I also think that he probably thought that was going to work too. Like his wife was like, I don't know. He's like, with the mad scientist typing. He was doing it in the bath like Trumbo.
Yeah, on the typewriter.
He's on a typewriter.
Smoking his corncob pipe or whatever. He's like,
we're going to take care of this situation. I'll have my job back by sundown. And they stated he could not come onto the university grounds or communicate any further with the students. So he's literally at the this sounds like me, man. I should have this guy go. I go with a couple guys that were banned from university premises. I also had that. Yeah. But except my thing was he's at the university premises and the guards are kicking him out and he's just like, just wanted to say so. He tries to do the, he tries to do the RM.
Is it too late now to say?
Too late to say sorry.
His probably big thing, like his big.
Yes, fucking what do they call the Spanish band? The
mariachi band?
He has a mariachi band backing him up.
His probably like big move now professionally from this is he's gonna be working the merch table at Jordan Peterson events. He's not really speaking territory.
He's gonna be working Oren Overta's merch table.
Dude, you could be selling copies of 12 Rules if you want.
The Fordham professor attempted to use his union membership as leverage to help him in the case, but Trogan's termination made him ineligible for the union to file a grievance on his behalf, according to the Observer. What kind of union, once you get fired, they're not your union anymore?
Yeah, they go, yeah, we're fucking... fucking professors union.
But isn't that like a big part of the union?
They defend you.
If you get fired...
Dude, it's like cops like literally kill people, and the union's like, you cannot pay. You have to pay him. Don't even think about firing him.
You fucking got another
the
thing
fucking
coming,
professors union. You're like, hey man, I don't know this guy. I don't know.
The teachers union.
Is he even in this union?
I never heard of him.
The only thing I can say.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know.
The only thing I can say about this guy, maybe a fucking like just silver lining here is because this is America. He's gonna sue the shit out of that school.
That'd be nice.
Because you can't get fucking.
You can't lose your job for mixing up names.
For mixing up names.
That's wild.
That's like,
I think I read somewhere else that they agreed to like
dude, that's
demote
literally
him to
like
some crappier
that's like
job.
North Korea shit or whatever. Where like you go,
Yeah.
someone's like you like a high level politician, you say their name wrong, and then you just go to like
The gulag.
gulags for 10 years breaking rocks, and you go, whoops.
Also, there was another white professor who pretended to be black, and he admitted to faking his identity. We're not going to get into that one, but all I was going to say is if pretending to be black's a crime, arrest everyone from my hometown. Go back to Pickering High School.
I was actually going to say if being black's a crime, arrest the one black kid I went to high school with.
Because pretending to be black's a crime. So that was probably those. I'm always liking those because they just.
I mean, the thing is, it's like at what point
shines a spotlight on how fucking wild things are.
Absolutely, and like at what point are like the people who are doing this like they don't. Maybe they get so caught up in it.
No, they're afraid it's going to be them, man. This guy's what?
No, I'm saying these girls. Like, at what point did they be like, "Yo, we like really fucking ruined this guy's life over nothing"?
No, they're pumped. They moved on. They're not even thinking about
on to
it.
the next thing.
That being said, I won't even say that's because like, that is even necessarily like a social justice-y kind of mentality to ruin people's lives and not think past. Although it is, it's also just a young person thing. Like, think about how many young people kind of grow up and they're like, yeah, I was kind of a dick to my dad or whatever. Like, you could be 19 and you're like, your first year college, you like get some professor fired and you like laugh about it once and never think about it again.
You've never had a job before, so you're like fucking.
You never
don't even
think about it again.
That like this was his whole life's work. It's like his whole life. And again, he's like not highly skilled. He was teaching like an English class at Fordham University.
And he was doing all this stuff too, like teaching about, that is funny because he's doing like dissertations about microaggressions and then he's also mixing up all the names.
Feel bad for this guy.
Whatever. It is what it is.